Okay, everyone. Welcome to tonight's class. For some of you, it is your first class. Glad you could all make it to this class so we could all learn together here. Um, so I understand we got some new scrubs. Um, so for the new scrubs, the first thing, okay, since y'all, a lot of y'all are new, I'm not even gonna ask what the rules are. I'm just gonna go and tell you on this time. Y'all getting a freebie here. First off, well, actually, I will ask, who's to be going out the front door? Who is to be going out the front door?
I
Anybody?
have
I know you have it,
white
yeah, yeah.
coats.
That is correct. White coats.
White,
White coats only. No scrubs.
yeah, white coats.
So, yeah. Also, who's to be picking up anybody outside of HP?
White coats. No one.
No one. That is correct. The only time that PD and Army is to be picked up outside of HP um, is if it is a white coat and if they're being requested. Now there may be some zones where you're not to be picking them up at. I gotta learn more about that part. But other than that, no scrubs are to be picking anybody up. It doesn't matter if I get shot down out there. Y'all see it. Yes, I know I'm your boss, but you're not to be picking me up. Um, no, if you see one of your fellow scrubs getting shot down outside at the back of HP, I'm saying the back because y'all have no business being in the front, correct?
Correct. Right.
All right. So if y'all see one of your medics getting shot out back, what do you do?
Let them die.
That's right. You can body cam them getting shot down, but then after that you're gonna take the elevator to come back into the HP. So and then you can submit that evidence into a ticket. Um, so here's another one. Are we to be selling medkits or pills outside of HP?
No.
That's right, no. Now if me or one of my white coats are outside HP, and one of the officers, if we're assisting them with reviving, then they may ask for a pill or make it, and that's fine. But here's another one. Are green scrubs to be picking up people at all, anywhere, at any time?
No. No.
That is correct. Y'all are not to be performing CPR anywhere at any time for any reason whatsoever. Y'all have the task, yes, I do understand that, but that task will be completed once you hit your white scrubs. Okay, so now, so we already know no scrubs whatsoever. Only white coats to be going out the front door. No scrubs are to be out in the front of HP parking lot or around the side. You're to be going through the elevator to the back of the HP, going to floor 0. Um, so here's another one. Are y'all allowed to sell your medkits and pills to anyone with their guns out?
No.
Okay, correct. No. If they have their guns out, you can nicely, politely ask them, and that is also why you have that macro right there. Exactly. That's why you asked, and you can also ask them nicely as well to put their good weapons away, so that y'all can gladly serve them whatever it is that they need, whether it's medkits or pills. So, um, here's another thing. Are y'all to be going to the army base?
No, sir. Unless we are asked for permission, go with the higher up with the upper.
That is correct. The only reason only way y'all to be going up to the that is correct. doing field drives with the group. Other than that, y'all had no business going to the Army base unless y'all might ask one of us to go up there. But even in that time frame, we will contact the Army to make sure that they have nothing going on. If y'all are wanting to see someone up there, we will first make sure that that person is there before we go up there. So that way we're not going up there and that person is not there. That would save a trip. So, be mindful of that. If there is somebody I want to see at the Army base, that's fine. But we're going to make sure that they are there before that happens. So, otherwise, other than that, y'all are not to be at the Army base. Here's another thing. If you are okay, so who are you supposed to be at the Army base with? Could anybody answer me that? It can only be the CP, DCPs, going with you to the Army base. I think maybe AP, but for the most part, DCPs and the CP. So there's that right there. So now let me ask y'all this: what's MD2? MD2, anybody?
No clue.
MD2, yes, firearm usage. You are not to be using your firearm anywhere inside or outside of HP. Of course, we know you can't use it inside, but you can point it. That is not acceptable either. Outside of HP, you're not to be using your firearms if you have one. Now, if you want to go to an RP zone, that's fine. But outside of that blue line, you're not to have your guns out, period. Okay, so what is MD8? MD8. Yes, it is a dismissal. If you get caught shooting your firearm outside of HP without a valid, even if it's a valid reason, it doesn't matter. Being in the scrubs, it's not acceptable. So MD8, yes, it is disrespectful conduct towards your colleagues, civilians, gang members, whatever the case may be for anyone. Yes. So, can anybody tell me what would happen if you disrespect one of your colleagues or a civilian?
Arrest or recommend or recommend.
It'll be a 1 rep to a dismissal based on the leadership's decision, faction leadership's decision. So, and I'll go ahead and tell you now, if you disrespect me or one of my DCPs, automatically dismissal. I know it says, I know I've been told, if anyone disrespects the leader in any type of way, it's automatic dismissal. But at the same time, if you're disrespecting my DCPs as well, that goes the same way, because me and my DCPs, Cindy Minnie, Miss Aria, Miss Alyssa, with them and myself, we make up the leadership. So, okay, here's another thing. MD7. Can anybody tell me what MD7 is? That's correct. That also goes for if you cannot be riding in a car with a gang member. Used to be not as strict, but now, since one of our scrubs had gotten caught riding in the car with a gang member, it is now stricter than it was. You're not to be riding in the car with a gang member either. No association with gang members. I understand they come into the HP a lot, a lot, all day long. That's fine. You can say hi and bye, and then they can go. The HP lobby is not a hangout place. Another thing is, we're to keep the lobby professional, respectful at all times. I understand some people like hearing music. Not happening. If we got a whole bunch of people rushing into the HP and we got music playing, we got people cussing, people screaming, trolls running around, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, if I'm in the lobby, I've got my body cam on at all times. If there's something going on that needs to be addressed or handled, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need my medics to be as quiet and respectful as possible while something is going on, so that way, once the lobby is finally clear, even if it's not clear, I'm gonna need the best video I can get, which is gonna have to be clean. It's gonna have to be a clean video, where the evidence can be clearly seen. So when you got 100 things going on at one time with music, people cussing, people running around, it's gonna be hard to get a clear evidence of what is taking place. So just remember, don't be playing no music in the lobby, because it just makes it harder for us to be able to handle situations. When we're trying to get y'all to calm down, at the same time handle the trolls, it makes our job twice as hard. So let's just remember that. Also, conversations. Let's keep the conversations in the lobby clean and appropriate. We cannot be talking about anything that is not appropriate. If you want to have a talk with somebody about something and it's not, appropriate for the lobby, go take a break away from HP. And that's another thing I'm going to get to as well. There's not to be any hanging out behind HP. Not happening. There's too much stuff that goes on in the back HP that could get y'all in trouble yourselves. It used to be a hangout place for everybody, but I put a stop to that on account of too many events happening in the back of HP, too many gang members hanging out back there. So just remember that if you're going to take a break, leave the HP hospital, leave the hospital. Just go somewhere, go driving to the bar, whatever. Just make sure you're not around HP. And also, if you're on break, you shouldn't even be in the lobby or the inside HP. Also, another thing for the vacation. If you're on vacation, you're not to be hanging out inside HP either. I know a lot of us like to hang out inside HP, because we like hanging out with each other, our fellow members. But that can't happen anymore either. If you're on vacation, you have no reason to be inside HP, because the only reason you're to be inside that lobby is to be selling medkits and pills. And being on vacation, what's the rules of being on vacation if you're a medic?
If you're on vacation, you can only be at your apartment or somewhere else, not at HP.
No, that's correct. But so, are you allowed to sell medkits and pills, or resuscitate anyone while you're on vacation?
Nope.
That is correct. No, never. I don't care if someone comes up to you and say, hey, you're on vacation, it's okay, they ain't gonna, no, not happening. Because the majority of the time, that person is trying to get you to sell medkits or pills or are already body camming and ready to get you in trouble. Don't let it happen. Let's remember that. So can anybody tell me what MD9 is? MD9 anyone? That is correct. It doesn't matter if it is a scrub higher than you, or especially even a white coat. When a white coat is telling you something to do, you listen. If you're not listening, and it comes back to us, you will be facing consequences. Do not be disobeying orders or commands. If they ask you or tell you to do something, you need to do it right then without an attitude. I've been getting a lot of feedback lately of people not wanting to listen. I'm not saying it's any of y'all in here, but I'm letting y'all know now. If y'all are told or asked to do something, do not hesitate. Do not give an attitude. It should be yes, ma'am, or yes, sir. It's not going to be no. I can tell you that right now. If you tell them no, that's automatically MD9. Don't let it happen.
That means they being disrespectful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And don't have a disrespectful tone about it, even if you're doing it. That'll be, you'll be talked to about that as well. If any of my white coats tell you anything, you're to listen. If not, you will pay the consequences. So let me ask you this: what happens if you get a rep? What happens if you get a rep and it's time for your rank up?
You ain't getting a rank. You're not getting ranked up.
That's correct. If you get a reprimand from me or my DCPs, you're gonna be waiting 7 days until that rep goes away. Look at it as a probation period. If you get a rep for doing something you're not supposed to be doing, you're gonna be waiting until the rep goes away before you get another rank up. MD12.
Improper use of tasers.
That is correct. Don't let yourself be caught using a taser improperly. What? Okay. So y'all think, what do you mean improperly? Not a valid reason. Not no valid. I mean, yeah. If you're doing it improperly, that means you're doing it without a valid reason, and without the without the proper macros. Now, what's the punishment for that? Anybody?
Right up.
No. If you get caught, if you're using your taser improperly without the proper macros, that's automatic dismissal. So you have, okay. So here's the thing. Okay, what is a valid reason to because we're gonna talk about MD1 here. What would be a valid reason to refuse anyone to make hit or pill?
If they have their gun out.
That is correct. That is all. That's the only reason you would have to refuse a make hit and pill. Mr. Head, if you can go down to floor 1, please, sir. I appreciate you. If you can get to that, thank you, sir. So, absolutely. But now, so what happens if that person has their gun away, but they're talking disrespectful to you, and you still don't serve them a med kit or pill? What is that? What are you doing there?
Refusing.
That is correct. If you're refusing to serve them a med kit, even though they have their guns away, what's going to happen there?
Dismissal.
No. It's going to be a reprimand. If it happens more than one times, then possibly so. Depending on what we decide. So, MD1, y'all are not to be refusing medical assistance without a valid RP reason. If they're not putting their guns away, you can, like I said, y'all can ask them nicely to put their guns away. It's not hard. I mean, and a lot of times they appreciate y'all being respectful about it and ask them nicely. So just remember that. Does anyone have any questions about any of the rules? Any questions at all?
Good on this side.
Okay, so there is another one I got. MD6. MD6. Nobody? Come on now, speak up. White coats? Miss Butterfly, Miss Cocaine, Carol Jones, Humphrey, any of the other scrubs? Y'all got anything? Well,
You can't resurrect or tell med during life-threatening situation.
that is correct. That is correct. If you are doing a CPR response call, which you'll be doing it once you hit white scrubs, once you've been trained, you have to remember this. If there is gunfire, or even looks like it's about to be gunfire, if you have gang members standing around, ready to shoot again, you are not to intervene and just to bring that person back. If they said they're going to shoot, then you get yourself to a safe location because they're going to shoot. We are not to put ourselves in a dangerous situation. So don't let it be caught happening. So if you go to a CPR response call, and it doesn't matter if there's you want to. That's why you want to completely look around you, observe the area, make sure it is safe and clear. If it is, then great. Go ahead and perform that CPR, drop in the appropriate macros, and then if they need a med kit, then serve them that med kit. Now I know y'all think, well, what about the only way y'all are to sell someone a med kit outside of HP is if it just gotta be away from HP. As if you are doing the CPR response calls. Now here's another one for you. What are the spots that y'all are not to be doing CPR response calls at?
Don't do them in the green zone.
Anybody else?
Or green zones.
Okay, yeah, so you're not to be doing it at outside HP. Gang houses. Green zones. NRP zones. Cargo. Or the army base. So those are the places. Also, are y'all to be going out on CPR response calls alone?
Nope.
That is correct.
No, sir.
That is correct. Don't let it be caught happening. I think I pretty well just about covered everything. Just remember, just remember everything's been told here. I've been taught here tonight that y'all have learned. Y'all may not have known, but y'all may have already known. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask me. But I think that's it for tonight. Just remember we do have our class and our meeting at 9 p.m. And be sure y'all are here for that.